Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Barre Beat Podcast, streaming live to 802 Scoop from the Inside Scoop Studios, Main Street, Barre, Vermont. My name is Michael Boutin, and of course, we have Liam Hogan from Hogan Group LLC with us tonight. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
You know, I'm doing pretty swell. I can't complain too much. Not that it would do me any good.
Been a beautiful weekend.
It has been quite a nice weekend. I'm not going to deny that. And crossover is over with in the legislature pretty much. And it was pretty crazy. And I'm sure we'll go over some of that because some of our news definitely talks about just that.
You were fighting the battle.
Fighting the good fight.
Doing the Lord's work over there.
Yeah, something. So we'll start with the weather. So tomorrow we've got a high of 60. There's going to be early showers, and then there'll be sun so a high of 60, which is nice. It's like trike weather. I'm like going to watch that really close because I don't want to be riding the trike in the rain, but if I can ride it when it's nice out, I'm going to be pretty excited about that. We'll see. With a low of 39 degrees. And then Tuesday, we're going to get some likely showers, 50 degrees high with a low of 40. And then Wednesday, more showers, especially in the AM, high of 50, low of 47. Then Thursday, it's going to start cooling down a bit with a partly, looks like that's partly cloudy, mostly cloudy, I would say. 42 degrees high, 30 low. And then Friday, rain and snow with a high of 40s and low of 34. I don't understand how that works with the snow, right? Like although it's colder up in, higher up in the elevation. So it starts off as snow and then it becomes the nastiness as it hits the ground. That's going to be crappy Friday. Be prepared. Saturday is possible showers with a high of 48 degrees and a low of 37. And then Easter is going to be possible showers. So Easter, that's May showers, bring May flowers. Never mind. Easter is going to be possible showers with a high of 51 and low of 43. You going anywhere for Easter?
No.
Sinner. Monday will be possible showers, 46 degrees high and low of 39. Next week. And then Tuesday is really far off. Probably isn't going to happen because you can't trust the weatherman or weatherwoman, whatever. Looking at 48 degrees high, low of 36. You're not going to go to church on Sunday?
No. I haven't been to church in 27 years.
But, wow. You should go. You should go. Since it's still in that cold realm where there's snow coming out, I can still talk about Yipes and how you can get their car starter there.
Yeah.
I just used that just the other day, which was phenomenal.
Spent the $5 and got it back on your phone.
I did. No, I did not do that. I'm too cheap for that right now. I won't do that until November. It's like Netflix and all that stuff. You do them at a different times.
Different time.
Yeah. You can get your spray-on bed liners, window tinted. You can do vehicle undercoating, which I do got to do that. Vehicle auto detailing and car wash, which I should do that for the old Jeep for my nephew, who I sold my old Jeep to. It's pretty bad. It's got hair and everything else from the dog. It's not good. I do got to do that. And you've got graphics, logo application, heated seats, remote car starters, as we stated, trailer hitches, wiring, and truck and car accessories.
It's all there down at Yipes.
It's all there at Yipes.
Not to mention the whole T-shirt thing and the hat thing and all
True
the other
story.
stuff they do down there.
Very true.
So.
Have you registered your pup?
In Barrytown?
Yeah. Might want to do that.
Isn't that coming up?
Technically, you should have done that when you got the pup. So, note to self, you might want to
gotta do that.
Might want to license your pup.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Barre City, you have to license by April 1st. So that's Wednesday, I believe. Is that correct? April 1st is Wednesday?
Yeah. I think it's the same in Barrytown. I'll get that.
Yeah. So you definitely want to get that done sooner
ASAP.
rather than later.
Yep.
Yeah. And
I think they need cash or something for it, and I just never have.
It's like $19.
Yeah, it's like $20, but I just never get cash.
You
so I
can
gotta
go online. I bet you can go online
and do it.
to Barrytown's website and do it there.
Maybe I can put a card in.
Yeah. Do it. Just do that.
Just
Make sure you get it done. At least pay for it so that if anybody, this way you don't have to pay the late fees, or worst case scenario be fined, because that's no fun.
Just don't use Liam as a role model, guys.
Yeah, don't use you as a role model. Definitely not.
Whew.
Because clearly you haven't gotten your pup license.
No.
I licensed Leah last night, I think. I just went on Barre City.
Yeah, I wasn't too far off from you.
I have until April 1st, and she was licensed from last year. So she was legal right up into April 1st. Don't give me attitude.
Yeah.
I took care of my licensing problem.
Hey, I have an appointment at the DMV to get my picture, which apparently expired.
You know, I remember the day when I didn't have to get my picture done. I had a license that was like a greenish color that did not have your photo. That was back in the day.
Yeah.
And I know my license number. Do you know your license number?
I know.
Don't say it. Don't say it. But
I know I know the first couple. I don't know it all.
You know.
Do you know your license number?
I do. I can quote it. It's just the way that it is.
I wanted to be like, I dare you.
I won't do. I can do it after the show, but I'm not going to be quoting it live because I used to quote it going down to Price Chopper, because that's how I would get my discounts through Price Chopper.
Oh.
You know, you just did that versus, you know, some places they ask for a number, which if you're ever at any store that asks for a loyalty number, you give them Jenny's number, which is whatever area code 802-867-5309. Get it, Jenny?
Yeah.
Because that's her number. Every single 867-5309 number is taken. I think CVS, someone told me there was like 800 people that were under that number. I laughed. I was like, it's Jenny.
It's Jenny.
And nobody asks. And when you give that to the tellers now, or the cashiers, they don't know, because they're so young.
Yeah.
Oh, it's depressing. So there's no city council. I don't know if there's any select board. Do you know anything about select board?
I don't think they were there this week. I think it's next week.
Okay. So there's no city council, but there is a BUUSD board meeting.
And you were there, weren't you? You still go to those meetings?
No, I do not. I am free.
I thought I heard a
Freedom,
rumor that you
freedom.
wanted your seat back.
No, I did not want my seat back. So they do have a personnel item. Then they're going to be talking about the FY27 budget, which looks like they're planning on voting on warning that tomorrow night. So if folks want to come and talk about it, looks like for reductions, they're looking at summer school. They're going to cut that out of $100,000 and move 2 interventionalists to a title grant. Then, so it looks like the SRO position, they're doing that, like they take 50,000 from Spalding High School's SRO position and combine it with the 50,000 from Spalding or from Barre City. So it'll be one SRO position that will cover both schools.
On paper.
Yeah. I'm not
How does that
digging
work?
Not digging that.
Because unless I'm thinking about it wrong, they're combining
so
the 2 numbers.
Yeah.
and
So currently,
paying 2 people.
Barre City Elementary has a budgeted line item for $100,000 for an SRO,
Right.
and Spalding has 50,000. So what they're doing is they're killing the Spalding High School allocation, and that's pretty much what
Right.
they're doing.
They're just going to
And
pay 2 people
making-
out of 1
Correct.
position.
But nobody's actually filled the SRO position at Spalding High School, so it's nothing's going to change. It's just one of those things, like, probably not great to start messing with that. But it's interesting. It looks like technically, I think they're going to submit a budget, and it's like a difference of like $300,000, 350,000. But they're going to be taking money into the tax stabilization and putting in audited surplus. So they're going to bring it down to 2.73% increase. So they're dropping it almost a 0.5%, a little over a 0.5%, because the original was 3.36 and now it's going to be 2.73. So a little over a 0.5%. But you know what that equates to? Like, not a big difference in your tax rate. And that's because of education spending in the state of Vermont, and it's
just not
so
big
screwed
enough.
up. It's awful.
0.5%, just it's not going to move the needle at all.
No. I know that I was on the chat pages, and I saw someone complaining about Lindsay Wells. She's the new school board member for
Already?
Barrytown. I
She's
know,
been there like
right?
a week.
I know.
She's barely been to a meeting.
Exactly. They were complaining about the fact that they're getting rid of the summer school stuff.
Oh.
That had nothing to do with her.
Come on, Lindsay.
It had nothing to do with her. Oh my goodness. Lay off.
Come on.
She had nothing to do with that. That was a recommendation from the administration.
Yep.
And they're not going to be able to do it anyway because there's not enough time to set it up. So it's a low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I am sure she's fighting that. My guess is. We'll see tomorrow night.
Be nice, be nice to Lindsay, guys.
Yeah,
come on.
Be nice to Lindsay. I mean, it was kind of weird because it was the person that lost. And one of the things that you can do after losing a race is be unpleasant to someone that won.
Does that happen to you?
Yeah, I don't think I was nasty. I did leave I don't think I was nasty, but I haven't had.
You haven't had someone that's lost be nasty to you?
I don't think so. At
least not yet.
Not to my face.
Well, I'll move to the city and then I'll run against you. And then I'll be nasty to you on the Barre beat.
Go right ahead with that there, buddy. So according to their projected rates, we're looking at.
Oh, he had to take his glasses
I know. I gotta put the glasses up now because I'm looking here. Almost looks like for 100,000 house in Barrytown, it's going to be $152 increase.
Did you?
And I'm looking at the numbers for Barry City, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Those numbers are wrong. I'm not even gonna. I know those numbers are wrong. Barrytown is the only numbers that I can say for sure what they're going to be. And it looks like it's going to be $152 increase for 100,000, 305 for 200,000, and for $300,000 house we're looking at $450. That's with the yield where I don't even know if that's the right yield. Oh yeah, that's the right yield because we didn't pass the other yield. So that's what Barrytown's looking like they're going to see. And as for Barry City, the numbers are not accurate on this list. So I am absolutely not going to quote them.
Yeah. We don't want any misinformation going around.
Yeah, no, there's lots of misinformation on this. And it's just a lack of understanding like how it works. Like because Barry City's going through an appraisal right now. So
which makes the numbers all kinds of weird.
It does. So it takes your CLA. Currently, Barry's CLA is somewhere around 70 something, and it bumps your CLA up to like 142. So, which is really good, but what it doesn't, this is not taking into account, and I think my guess is they put the CLA at 100 on this, or maybe they did 142, which doesn't factor in the fact that houses are undervalued in Barry City by 60%. So that $100,000 house is probably $160,000.
Right.
So the numbers are just not good. So just we're losing people. Yeah. We don't need to talk about this no more.
Right. People are like, Michael's talking about CLAs in education.
This is boring. But anyway, so that's tomorrow night. You can go to the board meeting. That's at 6 p.m. at the Spalding Library. They'll talk about the budget, and then they'll do a warning for it. So lots of fun. Fun?
Yeah. I know you're going to be there.
What are you doing on Saturday?
Oh, I don't know. Probably going to take
the egg hunt up at the BOR.
Right.
Right, from 9 a.m. to 11. Now the egg hunt promptly begins at 9:30, and then the age groups are 3 to 4, 5 to 7, and then 8 to 10. That was a loud vehicle. And then right after that, or at the same time, there's also an egg hunt in Vershire. And that's at 10 a.m.
Nice.
On Saturday. Egg hunt and egg decorating meet the Easter Bunny, who's going to hop on over from the Barre Auditorium to Vershire, right? And then there's a 50-50 raffle and a rubber duck race at 11 o'clock. So the egg hunt starts at 10, and the duck race is at 11 a.m.
So if you hunt for eggs at the BOR, and you get your marbles together, hop in the car, go as fast as you can within the limits of the law to Vershire, and you can watch the duck race.
I'm like really interested in the duck race.
Yeah.
The little duckies. I don't know where it's going to be. I should find out what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be on the river?
Yeah.
It's probably too cold for
You
the
should-
river.
You should go there and live stream it.
I know. Little duckies. I love duckies. And then at 2 p.m. is the Bible Baptist Church Easter egg hunt, and that's for kids 12 and under. So that's the oldest. Looks like Vershire doesn't have an age limit. So Liam, you can go.
I can go.
You can go egg hunting.
Nice.
All right, ready to jump into some news and wonderful stuff for Vermont?
Wonderful, wonderful. Lots of great stuff happening.
There is a lot of good stuff happening. Just I'm not going to talk about it tonight. It's all the crappy stuff. 21-year-old Vermont man was arrested after driving the wrong way on the interstate in the early morning hours, creating a dangerous situation that ended without injuries. Police were able to stop the vehicle safely, but the driver is now facing serious charges, including DUI and gross negligent operation. That is insane.
How do you not know which way to go on the interstate?
Like, how drunk are you
Right.
to go the wrong way up one of those ramps?
He must have been on a different planet.
Was it so? It's driving under the influence.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder: was that like meth,
Or
was it crack cocaine, LSD? Because I've been drunk before.
Yeah.
Before I was 18, I dipped into the alcohol, and I would have never driven the wrong way on the interstate.
Never occurs to me. Oh, you know what we should do?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. So the driver was heading north on the southbound lane near Berlin just after midnight. It's insane. Yeah.
Must have been quiet, so.
Well, at
looked
least
like
it was
the
at
right way.
night where can you imagine though if
Right.
you were driving
Up the if you're going south on.
and you saw that would I'd have an accident.
Yeah.
Like in my pants.
Yeah.
I would pee myself. No doubt. I'd be like, there's oncoming lights. This is not good. Yeah, I would not be happy about that.
So he was going north in the southbound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
Barb says, I hear it all the time on my scanner, day and night, a vehicle going the wrong way, even here in the city on the Beltline. It happens a lot. But it shouldn't.
Right. There's big red signs say wrong way.
Well, even the Beltline, like I feel, okay, sure, the Beltline maybe. Again, how drunk are you?
Right.
How drunk are you?
I mean, even the Barre City Beltline would be hard because that intersection's pretty.
No, I'm just going to say no.
Yeah.
Your dumbass doesn't deserve to drive. Governor Phil Scott is pushing lawmakers to go further into cutting property taxes, proposing a much larger buy down to ease the burdens of Vermonters, while legislators are aiming to hold increases to around 7%. Scott wants to nearly cut that in half, arguing taxpayers need relief now, not later. So this article is actually old. We have already voted for that on the in the legislature. The legislature had the opportunity to actually drop the rate down to 3% increase, which is the total buy down. There was an amendment to do that. And for Barre City, just so everybody knows, Barre City representatives were there. We had your back. Both Teddy and I voted to do the total buy down. Unfortunately, it failed. The amendment use the full buy down was voted down. There was 56 yeses and 84 noes. So the majority in Montpelier wanted to do the 7% versus the 3%. So unfortunately, no, they're gonna use the rest of the money for next year. But I think Phil Scott has said, I don't know why you're doing this. I'm gonna veto it.
Yeah. Hey,
You know,
I'm not going to sign it.
So why would you do this? And I look at, I'm like, well, why are we doing this if he's just gonna veto it? So let's just go with what he wants. It's really frustrating though. I mean, his comment is people need relief now. And we need to fix the structural problems in the system. Yeah. But it was Scott's plan, $100 million to buy down the tax rate.
So is that off to the Senate now?
Yeah. It's off to the Senate with the 7%, which more than likely the Senate will bring it down to the 3%, which is the full buy down. That would be my guess.
But then it has to come back to you.
And then it comes back to us, and hopefully we take the recommendation of the Senate. Hopefully. The overall yield after it had been changed was voted out. It was super close. 78 yes and 61 no.
That's a nail biter.
That is a nail biter because you have to have 75 to pass something. 70, actually, I think it's 76. So it was off by 2 votes. It might be a simple majority. I'm not sure if it's the majority of the body or majority of those present. But either way, that was close.
That was a nail biter.
Super close. Yeah, that almost failed. And Vermont is failing. So Vermont is failing on our Global Warming Solutions Act.
Yeah.
So Vermont is falling behind on its legal mandate to cut greenhouse gas emissions set forth in the Global Warming Solutions Act of 2022. Legislature has backed off major climate policies this year, choosing instead to focus on gathering better emissions data rather than pushing costly or controversial programs. The shift comes after repeated failures to pass big-ticket climate initiatives, even as the state risks missing legally required emission reduction targets.
Well,
also known as the people that want to do those stupid policies don't have enough votes to override Phil Scott's veto. Like they've had for the last 4 years.
right.
Barb says taxes wouldn't be so high if he didn't want to give everything free to everyone, and that does not to those that do not pay taxes. Go for it. Say it, Liam. Say it. You know you want to.
Go to work. That reel that we posted last week has been making its way around. I don't know what the views are on that reel, my go to work reel, but that has been, I've had so many people. Is that you? Yep.
Liam is a go to work guy. Just go to work.
Just go to work.
Just go to work.
So easy.
So all these, they're studies. That's what this is. It's all studies. And what it's doing is it's laying the foundation to put shitty policy forth. That's what it is. That's all it is. It's setting up the road work so that we can say, well, we need to do this.
Right.
More crappy policy like the Global Warming Solutions Act, the Clean Heat Standard. That's all it is. It's the reason why the Republicans have been like, no, we vote no.
Yeah.
H740 would require the state to monitor fossil fuel sales at the local level instead of at the state level. Gina Galfetti, talking about that one, said, "We know how to reduce our emissions. This bill is a path to a carbon tax," which is what all these studies are basically heading towards. And Julie Moore, who is the secretary of the Agency of Natural Resources, she said that, "I think we entered into Global Warming Solutions Act without understanding the magnitude of the work that was required, the cost associated with the program that would need to be put in place." And she also stated, because we posted this on 802 Scoop, she had mentioned that the bill is coming due, I believe, next year, where the entities are going to start suing the state of Vermont for not meeting our standards. The Global Warming Solutions Act literally put in the legislation that people could sue the state of Vermont for not meeting the goals.
I can sue the state of Vermont for anything.
You can. I mean, you can sue for anything, but that it was specifically put in there for that. I mean, it's like so dumb. That was like, whoever allowed that to go through needs a boot to the head.
Needs a snowball.
Needs a snowball.
Did you see do you remember when we talked about the 14-year-old kid who's running for governor?
We
remember when we talked to him? Apparently he's going to get on the ballot.
Yeah, he's going to be on the ballot.
He's going to be on the ballot. I just saw that. I didn't know if when we talked to him it was a for sure thing, but apparently he will be on the ballot.
You going to vote for him?
No, I'll probably vote for Phil Scott. Phil Scott needs all the votes that he can get.
I agree.
And while I could, knock on wood, he gets reelected, but maybe he could give a few votes away because Phil Scott has won by.
He's the most popular governor in the United States.
Yeah, massive margins, at least since I've been here.
Because he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
But I just thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yep. He definitely made it on. So a 13-year-old, isn't he 13 or 14?
14.
14-year-old that made it onto the ballot.
Are you going to vote for him?
No, I'm going to vote for Phil Scott.
Yeah.
New census data shows that Vermont's population is now declining, with the state losing residents over the past year at one of the fastest rates in the country. The drop highlights ongoing challenges with aging demographics, outmigration, and slower national growth trends. Vermont is one of 5 states that saw a drop in population, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with the crappy policies that are being passed in Vermont that make us completely and 100% absolutely unaffordable.
And gas prices don't help right now.
No, that's not Vermont's fault, though.
No,
that's not Vermont's fault.
No.
That falls solely on the speculation due to the war.
I drive a bright red Subaru Crosstrek, for those that don't know. And a couple weeks ago, it took me $20 to fill it up from empty. $20. It's like, this is good. Today, $30. It's like, holy moly.
Cost me $60 to fill up the Gladiator. So
you drive
I don't know what you're talking about, but don't even go down that road, mister. I get like 30 miles per gallon. I'm lucky. How many miles per gallon do you get?
It's about 30.
About 30. Yeah. I get like 14.9 if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I thought for sure upgrading to the Gladiator, a new car, 8 years newer, would have better mileage.
Doesn't.
It does not. My old Jeep had 17.9.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good for a Jeep.
Yeah.
But this one gets less mileage. I'm not thrilled by that.
Anyway, $30. I was like, holy moly! I almost had a heart attack. $30.
$60. How many gallons do you have?
I don't know.
Like 5?
It must no. It's more than 5 because it took $30. It took 7, and I was
Okay.
still a tick under full. But
Dang.
that's all right.
Man.
389 at the Sitco in Barrytown at the intersection.
Well,
There's
This-
your weekly gas report.
I appreciate that. How much is it going for per gallon?
It was 389 at the Sitco. I know
389.
the
We'll
what is it?
probably hit
The
450. My guess is 450.
Maple Fields, Irving. I know that Irving gives you a discount if you become a member. But I already get enough spam emails that I haven't done that yet.
My guess is we will hit 450 a gallon.
We're at least going to hit 4.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going to hit 4. That's going to happen probably in the next week or 2.
Yeah.
Which is insane. It's not. I can only imagine what it is over in California. It's probably like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
just leave it the
Right.
way that is. So time to take care of business. That's
And-
all I have to say.
time to
Take care of business.
go to work
Time to go to work. Take care of business.
so you can buy gas.
Let's take care of business. Senate and House approved 6 judges for new terms, including Rachel Malone, a Southern Vermont judge who faced intense scrutiny and a rare recommendation against her retention. Despite concerns about her performance, Judge Rachel Malone was ultimately reappointed by a wide margin after a lengthy floor debate. That was an interesting conversation because the judiciary recommended not to rehire her. But there was like some mitigating factors in her situation. So she's a judge down in like Bennington, I believe, somewhere down there. And she was confirmed 139 to 29. And the concern was regarding issues and delays in her verdicts. And I guess it was taking forever. But when she first started, she was driving from like Burlington. It was a 5-hour commute.
Wow.
She had kids. So like I could understand until she moved down there how it could like build up.
Yeah.
And it's only been 2 years. So it's usually a 6-year appointment. They mentioned that she had ADD diagnosis, but I don't really know if that's.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's the fact that she was driving 5 hours for a commute, that kind of makes more
sense.
more of an impact on why I would vote yes if I
Mhm.
voted yes. I'm not going to tell you how I voted because that was a secret ballot.
Probably voted no.
It was 29 people that voted no, 139 that voted yes. So the odds are I voted for her. The odds. I'm going to tell you though. Christine Seymour, a Brandon woman, has pled not guilty to animal cruelty charges after allegedly abandoning her dog in freezing conditions, a case that has sparked outrage across the region. Authorities say the dog was found in rough condition but is now recovering while the case moves forward in court. So that was a German Shepherd. I get very touchy when it comes to German Shepherds. And let me tell you something. Not only was she like, allegedly she had abandoned the dog,
Yeah.
but she was like breeding it. And I guess the dog gave birth.
Oh.
It was like, it was not okay. She needs to be punished. She needs to be punished. A poor pup. I mean, it's a little puppy. I love German Shepherds, so I mean, they're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous.
Our
dogs.
German Shepherd at home talks a lot.
Your German Shepherd talks a lot?
Yeah.
You have a German Shepherd?
Just like, come on, dude.
You have a German Shepherd?
We have a German Shepherd. We have the Josie, and then we have a German Shepherd Black Lab mix.
Oh, you're going to have to show me a picture of your German Shepherd. I have
I'll
not seen
see.
you. You know, look it up right now because Barb is watching,
Yeah.
and she's going to want to see the German Shepherd as well.
Let's see.
So the German Shepherd's name was Prada and was found near Brandon Gap on a frigid January night. Animal was underweight, shaking, and had recently given birth when discovered. And the police linked the dog to the owner through a microchip after conflicting statements. Yeah, so it's just, I can't wait to see that. You can put it down. We can deal with it later.
Yeah, I have
all
a
good.
picture of about everybody else except the German Shepherd.
That's really unfortunate. That's very
I
unfortunate.
even have a picture of the freaking cat.
Okay,
not the
well,
German Shepherd.
Your duty, if you so choose to take it up, is tonight when you go home, take a picture of the
German Shepherd.
dog and post it to Facebook and tell us the name. And yeah,
His
do
name
that.
is Goose.
Goose.
Top Gun.
He's a talkative dog. German Shepherds are talkative. That and they whine.
Yeah, he does that when he needs to go out.
Yeah, it's annoying. Jose Ignacio de la Cruz de la Rosa.
He definitely sounds like he was born in Vermont.
Oh, that was not good. I didn't say that. A prominent leader of migrant justice has been arrested and charged with multiple. We'll just like back that up. I'll just because we kind of like. So Jose Ignacio de la Cruz de la Rosa, a prominent leader of migrant justice, has been arrested and charged with multiple federal felonies, including allegations of smuggling people across the U.S.-Canada border and producing fraudulent identification documents. The case has quickly become high profile, drawing both serious legal concerns and strong public support from activists, with the accused pleading not guilty as the case moves forward. So,
smuggling people.
His nickname is Nacho. Faces 9 federal charges tied to alleged smuggling and document fraud. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he's a legal citizen because I'm assuming if he wasn't, it would the story would be a little bit different. But not cool, man.
No,
not cool
you
to
can't
be
smuggle
smuggling people over the border.
That's not even kidnapping. That's just, hey,
well, it's
you
not
want to come
kidnapping,
across?
It's smuggling. Maybe you shouldn't do that. I'm just gonna go on the record and say, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Nacho, don't do that.
Be better, Nacho.
Be better. Body camera footage from the chaotic, and I'm still on this. This will be the last one, hopefully, right? Yeah. Body cam footage from the chaotic Dorset. The body cam footage from the Dorset Street ice incident in South Burlington will not be released to the public for now, as multiple investigations are underway. Officials say the footage is being reviewed internally, but ongoing probes, including a federal investigation, are delaying any public release, which makes sense, right? Like they have to do the investigation on that. And even the mayor, who is not an ICE-friendly mayor, Mayor Mulvaney, she's like, no, we're not going to release this. Not yet. You got to finish the investigations. And you finish the investigations, and if you need to discipline, you need to discipline. You got to do that. So that's it for the ice stuff. I'm all done with that. No more conversations about that because that stuff gets us into trouble.
Yeah. It's also pretty icy in my driveway.
I saw a video. Saw a video of someone driving up in Burlington yesterday, and they had a bag of ice, and they were driving by the protesters. They were pulling the ice out and shaking it as they were going by. It was funny. It was wrong, and you shouldn't do that. Just let people protest. And some of the protesters were they were like, that belongs in my coffee or something like that. And there was a couple of them that laughed because the situation is serious, right? Like it's a serious situation, but if I was protesting and I saw somebody driving by with ice, I would totally laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of funny that, in that, but the underlying situation is not funny. But yeah, don't do that, folks. Don't do that. Be nice.
Salt your driveways too.
Yeah, salt your driveways. Don't do that. WCAX says that Vermont schools are facing a growing shortage of principals. As fewer people are entering the profession and leadership roles become harder to fill. While turnover hasn't spiked, the steady pace combined with a shrinking pipeline has schools scrambling to cover gaps and raising concerns about the future of education leadership. Brenda Waterhouse, who was a principal at Barre City Elementary School, actually left the BUUSD and is now going to be a principal at North Country Junior High School.
Nice.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
So, but that leaves an opening at the C building because I think she was going to the C building. But she decided to apply for North Country Junior High School. So congratulations for her. But it just goes to show. So now we need to find somebody to fill that spot. And there's not a lot of people to find.
Because everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Because Vermont's unaffordable.
This is very true. It's true. Governor Phil Scott has signed a new law allowing Vermont to set its own vaccine recommendations, ensuring the state can continue following science-based guidance even if the federal recommendations change. The move comes after shifts at the federal level, with state officials emphasizing it protects access, affordability, and consistency for patients and providers. Not a big fan on how that was worded. Not a real big fan of the way that was worded, because that says that, it's not, and I don't know what the reasoning is on the national level for any type of back off of vaccines, if there is any. Although I would contest that you probably don't need a vaccine for chickenpox. Just saying. You don't do a lot of vaccines, do you?
I got the COVID one, but no, not recently.
You don't do like the flu vax?
No.
Neither do I.
No.
I do the big ones. MMR, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down at Dartmouth Hitchcock. They send me an email. You need to do this. Okay. I'll keep up on that stuff.
I go up to Walmart and the pharmacist is like, let's talk about vaccines. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about vaccines because I'm not going to do it.
I'm scared of needles.
Yeah. I'm not scared of the needles.
Needle phobia.
One of the pharmacists, she knows where I stand on vaccines because I don't have a problem with vaccines. I just don't want to take the flu vaccine. Just I don't want to take it. It's not something I care about. Leave me be. Leave me be.
The flu is scared of me.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of real estate for the flu to take. So the virus comes in, it starts attacking my immune system, and it's like, this is way too much real estate. I'm out.
Yeah.
It's usually about 6 hours, and then I feel better because it just
I don't even
dies
get
off.
sick anymore. I think
don't
I
get
drink
sick?
too much coffee that it just doesn't. Getting sick doesn't work. They say vitamin C. I
don't
drink
think
plenty of
coffee
it.
has vitamin C. Unless you say vitamin C is vitamin coffee.
Exactly.
All right.
I've scientifically proven that it works.
Okay, then. You know what else works?
Vaccines.
Lawsuits.
Lawsuits do work.
Lawsuits work. A New Mexico jury has ruled that Meta platforms, social media platforms, harmed children's mental health, ordering the company to pay a massive $375 million penalty in a landmark case. The decision signals a major shift on how courts are holding tech companies accountable, with jurors finding Meta prioritize profits over child safety and misled users about the risks. 100% accurate. Children should not be on social media. They should not have phones. They should not have any type of social media. Keep your kids away from electronics if you want them to have a mentally stable life. My opinion. I grew up without it, and
Well,
I'm somewhat
You also grew up with a
well-adjusted.
stone tablet.
Oh. It wasn't a stone tablet, jackass. It was a slate tablet.
Freaking
It was slate. It was a slate tablet. I'm pretty
Fred-
sure it was a slate tablet.
Fred Flintstone cars.
No, it was I'm pretty sure I had a chalk, like a small little chalkboard, a slate
Yeah.
board. Because that's how you
That's how you did it
avoided
before they had
being
paper.
wasted. Yeah.
Oh, they had paper?
The Senate passed a bill on Thursday that will delay implementation of Act 181. There were several floor amendments to kill and to end it altogether, specifically the negative parts, but all of the amendments failed. The debate over Act on a party line. The debate over Act 181 is exposing a deep divide in Vermont between rural and urban priorities, with lawmakers clashing over land use, housing, and property rights. While some see the law as a path to smarter development and environmental protections, others argue it unfairly burdens rural landowners and could make it harder to build homes outside of population centers. Yeah. You didn't go to the 181 protest, though, did you?
No, you know where I was?
You were working.
I was.
You were working.
Yep, every day.
You should have gone. Taken time off, gone down there, see the people that were talking were the ones that voted for it to begin with. That wasn't awkward at all. Hearing people, oh man, I felt really bad for some of those folks. Like some of them that were speaking, because they had voted for Act 181. And they were talking, and people were like, "You voted for it! Repeal it!" I felt bad. Like I wanted to go up and give them a hug.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have
been up there.
Shouldn't have been up there. I would not. Or what I would have done, I would have been like, you know what? When I voted for this, I thought this was really good. Clearly, I'm wrong. I'm sorry, and I want to make it right. That's how you deal with it. S325 will land in the House Environment Committee, helmed by Representative Amy Sheldon, one of Act 181's initial drafters. Just saying.
Her email must be.
So it's going to her committee. She's one of the original drafters of Act 181. Sheldon understands the rationale to postpone the pieces of its implementation. She said in a Wednesday interview, but she is not open to rolling back elements of the 2024 law. So it'll go to her committee, and it will land on the wall. Who knows what will happen? Maybe nothing. Maybe it will do what it did with H632, which we will read the article on that shortly. Sheldon believes that some of the arguments raised by opponents of the law are overstated and misguided. She still stands by the core aims of the law, she said, gesturing towards Vermont's state motto, the freedom and liberty thing. And she said, we're balancing freedom and unity, right? That's what we do, Sheldon said. So,
well, you go.
There you go. That'll be an interesting trip that Bill will take on that wall.
That'll be might be a spicy committee debate.
Oh, that committee is always spicy. You got Mike Taglavia in that committee. Let me tell you. And Rob North in there, Mike Taglavia, very spicy individuals. Have no problem speaking their mind. And Pritchard's in there, and so isn't Labor. And yeah, no, I'm sure that will be a spicy conversation. That'll be great. Want to take wagers on whether or not anything happens with 181 this year?
No.
No?
No. Why? What do you think is going to happen to it?
0. I think nothing happens. I think it because it goes to that committee, I think it will die in that committee or be completely neutered when it comes out. Just saying.
No.
But
hopefully
if it does come out of that committee,
huh? I said hopefully it just dies in committee.
No, that's not what we want.
No.
We don't want it to die in committee. We want that act, that 325 to come out of committee, because at least it delays it. But let me tell you something. That comes out of that committee, there'll be so many floor amendments. It'll make people's heads spin. And every single one of them will be voted. I mean, it'll be a roll call on every single one of them.
Votorama.
Yeah. So this will be the last thing that we talk about, because I'm going to bring this up because it's very much connected. The St. Albans Messenger had a letter to the editor by Emerson Lynn. It might not have been, it's an opinion, sorry, editorial. Emerson is an editor at Emeritus, I guess. I don't know who that is. But I'm just going to read it because it's quite interesting. In the halls of the Vermont legislature, it's called the silent death. It's when both political parties outwardly agree, it's when both political parties outwardly agree on a legislative objective, but one party quietly works behind the curtains to make sure it doesn't happen. That's happening now. Last September, Governor Scott issued an executive order to address the state's housing crisis. He said not enough is being done, and he exercised his authority, among other things, to expedite the permitting process, ease energy code reforms, relax regulations governing wetland regulations, and produce an inventory that identified sites suitable for affordable housing. Not unexpectedly, environmental groups and legislative leaders opposed the governor's order, saying it was an overreach of executive power. They argued that the governor can't roll back environmental regulations set by the legislature. They made it clear that if the governor pushed forward with his executive order, he would be challenged in court. Oh, but they insist that they are still committed to making the state's housing needs. That's what they insist.
That's what they're doing.
Rather than waste time in court at taxpayer cost, Julie Moore, Secretary of the Vermont Agency of Natural Resources, and Carrick Johnson, Commissioner of the Department of Public Service, initiated the rulemaking process to implement key components of the executive order. At the same time, several legislators also drafted legislation that would support the implementation of the executive order. Senator Thomas Chittenden and Senator Pat Brennan sponsored S-266, and Representative Michael Boutin worked on an amendment to H-632, a lengthy document in legislation parlance called Technical Corrections, which it was the miscellaneous bill for wetlands. Both pieces of legislation would accomplish two things. They would negate the argument that the governor was exceeding his authority, and they would provide clear, defensible way to set necessary rulemaking in place. It would help clear the barriers that currently make it difficult and expensive to address the state's 40,000 home deficit. One would think that on an issue of this importance, the legislative process would allow the committees with the appropriate jurisdiction to vote on the bill's merits. If they pass committee reviews, they would be sent to the floor for consideration. But that doesn't work for the legislative leadership. They couldn't take the chance that the bills might pass. Thus, they have ensured these bills won't get out of committee. They've been tabled. No votes. This is the silent death. The bill dies, but very few outside of the legislative leadership know why, except we do. Democrats are in a tough spot. The party's base includes environmental groups like VNRC, Vermont Natural Resource Council, CLF, I don't know what the hell that is, Conservation Law Fund, and VPIRG, Vermont something. And
yeah, they love you.
Yeah, they like me a lot. The guy that's the lobbyist for VPIRG, he's actually a nice guy. His name is Zach, but yeah, no, VPIRG doesn't like me. That's okay. And they are opposed to H-632's amendment and S-266, contending the bills weaken the state's web of environmental laws. At the same time, the state's number one issue is a lack of housing, which is caused by state's overwrought regulatory system. What the Democrats are doing is trying to finesse the legislative playing field so that they can have it both ways. They maintain the support of the environmental groups by refusing to allow the vote on the bill, yet they publicly side with the vast majority of Vermonters who continue to pay the price for a lack of housing. Vermonters should ask, what Vermonters should ask is, how is it that legislative leadership can tell Vermonters the state's number one issue is the lack of housing, and then, in the same moment, refuse to allow a vote on legislation that would help make the additional housing possible? The legislative leadership has its priority, which is to protect its members from having to go on the record with an up or down vote, more on that, to reduce the cost of housing by streamlining environmental regulations, which could be problematic in next November's election. By refusing to allow a vote, the Democrats don't have to worry about angering environmental groups and losing their support. At the same time, they will continue to assure their constituents that they are doing everything they can to build these homes. Ms. Moore has stated it's a fundamental breakdown of government accountability. It happens because it's not brought to the public's attention. No wonder people have little trust in the political will of our leaders to put public needs above their own. No wonder the average Vermonter wonder why they can't find housing. The silent needs to end. It's a classic example of why it's important to speak truth to power. So that was my amendment that killed that bill. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. And I think we talked about it last week, right?
I think we did touched on it a little bit.
Yeah. And so it came out in the press. It's now, I didn't do it, by the way. I didn't say it.
You're not the leaker.
I'm not the leaker on this. I don't know who is, but I'm okay with the leak because it needs to be out there. I mean, what happened, like, and it's what happened to the tax the rich bill, which, full disclosure, like, that was a shitty bill. I really didn't like that bill. But it was really good until it wasn't, that bill. And the really good part about it would have positively affected like 90%, 99% of the people that I represent. So, but it would have, that tax the rich bill would have made Vermont the highest tax state in the United States.
Wow.
Would have put us at the highest rate. And that's not a title I'm overly thrilled with. So, and I had struggled on whether or not I was going to vote for that bill. And I probably would have voted for it just because it would have been vetoed anyway. So
Right.
I don't
think Scott would have signed that.
Yeah, no, he would not. He would not. Because at the end of the day, people are like, oh, tax the rich. But it's the rich that give to the nonprofits in our area that bring such, needed things to our community. It's really dangerous to take that mentality that just because somebody makes more money than you means that they're evil, because I think that's a fundamental lack of understanding of financial acumen.
Gotcha.
Because just because somebody makes a lot of money doesn't mean that they're taking a piece of the pie that you can't have.
Right.
Unless they're stuffing it under their couch. If they're stuffing the money underneath their couch, then yes. Okay. I would say, yes, you're probably right. That's taking money out of the market, But what they do, people that are rich, they reinvest that money, right? They put that money into stocks. They put that money into banks. And what do banks do with that money? They lend it out to small businesses who then hire more people, right? Mm-hmm. So my guess is, where you work, someone there, whoever created that business, took a loan out for that business. You know where that loan came from? That came from some rich person that invested their money into the bank. So just in case you want to know. And then there was another bill that was the wealth tax, which was taking from people's retirement funds. That was like, oh man. That was like, whoa, that's really not okay. So these two bills were killed. And there was like a huge kerfuffle in the Democratic Party. Of course, all the Republicans were like, we don't care. We don't support the bill.
I love that word.
I was, like I said, I was the only one that was probably going to vote for it. And only because I knew that it was going to get vetoed. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
But because it was so good on that first part. The second part just really sucked. But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Can't you submit amendments when it comes to the floor?
You can.
So do you think if you had waited until it came out of committee to submit your amendment, you would have had a better chance? Looking back on it?
I would have. It would have been better for me to wait. But the thing is that
unless there was something in your amendment you wanted the committee to look at?
Well, and I wanted them to. I wanted them to vote on it. And I wanted to, for me, and the person that submitted that tax the rich bill did the same thing. They were going to submit that. They told leadership about it months and months ago, and then they were punished for it. And it's not okay, because it was really foobarred.
Yeah.
It was really foobarred. And the situation with me was, I gave them week and a half saying, hey, I'm going to submit this once it comes out. And then they killed it. And for clarity, it wasn't the speaker. Just for clarity, it wasn't the speaker that killed it. I don't think she didn't even know, because I asked her. I point blank asked her about it, because
she didn't know,
she didn't know that it had gone down until I started really complaining about it. And then she found out about it afterwards. I was pretty hot under the collar that Friday. It was very hot under the collar. I got called into the office of somebody. They were like, just so you know, maybe you shouldn't. But because I was pretty hot. Yeah.
Whose office did you get called into?
Well, it wasn't really an office. The chair of my committee said, maybe you shouldn't do that, because I was going to do the nuclear option and make a floor vote to pull it off the wall, which is very uncouth. It's not something that you're supposed to do, and it doesn't. It's very much frowned upon. And he informed me that I probably shouldn't do that.
It's interesting, though.
Yeah, I mean, the politics is interesting. I will say this year has been far better than last year, except for that one incident where I'm still really salty about, and I tell everybody that I'm salty about it. I tell everybody that I'm salty about it. Everybody. Yeah. Anyway.
There you go.
There we go. Anything?
Nope.
I talk your ear off, and I talk everyone's ear off. I'm sorry, folks. I just have so much to say. All right. Well, if you've got nothing, then I'm going to shut us down.
All right. Shut it down.
Shut her down. And go to work.